Fred and Justin are here from the all-new Tahoe Lobster Company. I love the name, first off. I really do. This is cool concept. So for people that don't know about the Tahoe Lobster, maybe give them from the beginning. We've got crayfish, crawfish in the lake, how they got there, and then beyond that.
Around 1895, the first written introduction, has been found where they were put into Marlette Lake, 19 pairs. At that point,
19 pairs?
19 pairs. At that point, mining was big, forestry was big. They needed a new food source.
Environmental consciousness was low.
Was very, very low. They never realized the invasive problem that this would create years and years in the future. So studies have been done, and over the years there's been later on introductions during 1915, 1920s, right around there. And the lahont and cutthroat trout would feed on these things.
The trout would eat the crawfish.
But the lahont and cutthroat trout was commercially fished out in the late 30s and exterminated.
Nobody left to eat the crawfish.
Nobody left to eat the crawfish, so they introduced the Mackinaw to replace the trout. The Mackinaw came into the system, basically kept under control the crawfish problem here on the lake. Well, they introduced the mysid shrimp. The mysid shrimp is a mid-level, lives in the mid system of the water.
How big is a shrimp?
The shrimp, it's about this big.
Regular size.
Right, regular size shrimp. Well, the max.
You know where a shrimp's heart's located?
No.
In its brain. In its head, in its head. It wouldn't make any sense. That was the question.
So the max started feeding on the shrimp. Kind of left.
You don't believe me, do you, that its heart's located in its head? Google it.
It's your story. It's okay. So the max started feeding on the shrimp. Kind of the crawfish dropped off that food chain, that level of food chain. In that nearshore environment, the water's a little bit warmer, and they're able to reproduce. And that's the problem we have now.
So where are the crawfish? Are they on the bottom of the lake?
They're on the bottom of the lake. In the
like 1,600 feet deep inside?
No. They live from the nearshore environment, which is all the way to the shoreline, out to about 250 feet.
Okay, they don't go super deep.
Right, they migrate out in the wintertime to get away from the shore zone because of the wave action and cold water, ambient temperatures. It'll kill them if they get caught in that system. So they migrate out to deeper water where the water temperature is actually stable, and then migrate back in during the summer.
You know a lot about crawfish there, Fred.
Just a little bit of time on this.
So you've worked for the state for a while, right?
23 years.
Doing what now?
I help manage a wildlife refuge in Yerington, Nevada. So this project that I developed, along with Sudeep Chandra and his environmental team at UNR, I've actually decided to actually make the jump full time into leaving the state to start this private business. It's scary. Of course it's scary. I'm 48 years old, starting new again.
Yeah, you've been there forever.
This is real scary. Justin right here, he's the captain of one of the boats we're going to have. He's going to be working alongside me. He's my nephew. He grew up in Napa Valley, and he's on board too. He works for Napa County. He's making the jump too off of it.
Damn, both you guys leaving the government.
We're leaving the government.
It's a great country, isn't it?
That's right.
What a great opportunity. How many boats are you going to have out there?
Just two.
Couple boats.
Yeah, we just got to walk before we run, and with the restrictions we have on the permits, it's going to be a small business. We're going to try and keep out of the light of media, but we're here. But you know how that goes.
Listen,
you know how that goes.
us. That's not us.
So right now, 220 million are estimated up to 300 million. 5% of the body weight of those crayfish are actually produced in excrement.
Poop.
So yeah, fertilizer.
Yeah.
Fertilizer. So you've got sunlight coming in. You've got all your initial.
Poop.
You got your aquatic plant growth.
So something's growing because you got poop and sun.
You got your algal growth in there. As soon as they poop, that just keeps feeding it, just like your garden would. So as summer develops and the warmer temperatures in the shoreline go up, they can actually go to 72 degrees at Sand Harbor at the boat ramp. That fertilizer will help those plants grow and grow and grow, and that is what is clouding the nearshore environment.
So you are actually not just going in and getting the crawfish for food. You're saying that this is going to help the clarity of the lake.
Exactly.
Oh my God!
Exactly.
Have you ever found a niche? First off, you're working with the keyword in invasive species. People, that's such a buzzword of the last couple of years.
This is a great project.
This
is a great project for the Tahoe Basin and the community here. I can take this crayfish, if we can manage it and actually show that we're getting some issues cleared up as far as clarity in the next couple of years, the community can take this crayfish. We're sending it down to Sierra Gold Seafood in Sparks. Sparks is going to wholesale it out to the retail end, which would be your casinos and your restaurants. The restaurants will be able to sell this product right to the community.
Does it just go straight into gumbo? I mean, what other meal? Like
There's
anything
all
else?
kinds of different meals
Like
they're going
what?
to do. Pan roast.
Pan
Take the
roast,
pan
crawfish.
roast, pan
Okay,
roast,
just
crawfish, noodles, garlic sauce. There's all kinds of different things. The chefs up here already have the idea of how they're going to push the product.
How big are they? What's the range of the size?
They
I've seen a
can
few.
they can grow from anywhere from 2 inches all the way up to 10, 12 inches long.
Is a 12-inch one still good meat?
Yes,
It
they're
is.
just your older class.
It is.
It's
'Cause I
your
know like an
class.
older deer isn't as tasty as,
Right.
killing the really
You got to
young
understand
ones.
though, this is an alpine lake. This is the clearest lake in the United States,
Yeah.
the cleanest lake.
Yeah.
We want to get it cleaner. We want to go back to the standards we had in the 40s and the 50s. We want to be able to see down 100 feet. This might be able to do it. This might be the project to be able to do it. What a better project than be able to take the invasive species, control it, get some clarity issues cleared up on the lake, and then peddle it out to the community so they can bring more tourist dollars in, and let's get this place alive again like
The
it
shrimp
used to
poop's
be.
what's doing it. It makes you think
Right.
of other things, projects, like maybe I start a business where we put diapers on the geese to keep the poop out of the lake, and all of a sudden we're all making money. It's a great country.
It's a great deal. And you know what's crazy about that is we have another business we might get into. We've got to walk before we run, but we're going to look at the geese and all the
I'm onto
problems.
something.
You're onto
I'm
something.
onto something,
You're exactly
dude.
onto something. That's been discussed too. So
This is great. So when do you start? When do you start? Do you call it farming? Do you call it fishing? What do you
we're
call it?
gonna we harvesting.
Harvesting.
Harvesting. We're gonna go out harvesting. We're gonna get our final license from TRPA real soon. Probably within the next 2 weeks.
How's that been?
That's been it's been a battle.
process,
It's
yeah,
a process.
yeah, be nice.
I mean, it's been
That's
actually
our sponsor.
Actually,
I love them.
Well,
I love
the
'em.
people at TRPA were great.
Yeah.
Everybody,
No, they're awesome. I
everybody's
love 'em.
embraced
They're
this
great.
project.
Yeah.
Everybody's embraced this project, and everybody has their concerns.
Yeah.
So we had to work through all the concerns, which is just the
What are
process.
the concerns? I mean, it's an invasive species.
The concerns were the folks that live on the nearshore environment, if we're going to cause an issue with noise and lights at night and things like that. But the great thing is you got to give up something to get something.
Yeah, man,
Nothing actually is for free. We are working with the folks, the shoreline community.
Yeah.
We are going to do some night projects, but it's not going to be like you see with the boat all lit up.
Does
and
the
noise.
lights bring in the crayfish? Is that something that attracts them?
No,
like
no,
squid?
no. It's funny with the crayfish. As soon as the sunlight comes up, they scatter because they are a food source, and the predators move in and they want to feed on them, so they want to go into the rocks.
God, this is cool. I could talk to you for. I think we're out of time, but you come back and talk to me. I want to hear how it's going, and
Oh yeah, we'll
maybe
keep up
we
with it.
cook up a few. And,
Yeah, we'll
and,
bring some in. We'll
It's
do
a great country, isn't it? I mean, time people are talking about how tough times are, and you guys are leaving, good government jobs and creating a business that, in theory is going to help the lake and
That's great.
and
It's-
feed some people.
I'm
Best
awesome
of luck
project.
to both of you guys, and please come back in after we start catching these things. Maybe we can go out and do a little crayfish.
No problem.
Crayfish.
Anytime.
Harvesting.
Harvesting.
Yeah.
There you go.
Fred Jackson and Justin from the Tahoe Lobster Company, all new. We're done here on Lake Tahoe Television. We'll be back bright and early first thing tomorrow morning at